Bubble yet? Hot
Oh
prospect.
yes,
Oh,
sir.
Omar Juarez, how you doing?
Good, sir. Good, sir. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. Obviously, we got this big fight coming up on Sunday with Dakota Linger. We're a few days out. How do you feel a couple days out?
I'm more than ready. I'm excited. I really am. It's just a blessing to be back. All this is not really getting to my head. It's a blessing to be back.
What do you know about Dakota Linger? He brings in a record of 12-3-2, coming off the big win. You're coming off the big win over 12-1 Willie Shaw. What do you know about Linger?
Well, what we saw on the tapes is that he's a pressure fighter. So I'm gonna have to utilize my jab a lot. I'm gonna have to frustrate him, and eventually in the second round break down his body and just do what I do best, and that's boxing. It's going to be a little bit different than the past fight, because with the past fight I had to be cutting off the ring and putting pressure. But I know that with this fight I'm the taller fighter this time, so it's going to be different. But I'm more than ready. We train very, very hard, and we've been staying active.
You staying active. That was my next question. I believe I'm not sure. Are you the first PBC fighter to get the second call?
Yeah, I believe so. Honestly, it was kind of cool, But in a way, it really is a blessing. It's helping me mentally and physically, because I'm staying active. A lot of fighters want to fight, especially in these hard times, and for me to be able to get a second opportunity to come out in a big card, it really is a blessing. Right after the fight on August, I only took 2 days off because I already knew that I was going to go spar for a week in Vegas with Gervonta Davis, and we ended up going. So as soon as we got to Vegas, we got the news that we were fighting September 6th. So I've been eating clean, continuing to train hard. It's not really something that I do during training camp. It's more of a lifestyle. So I've stayed ready, basically.
So did you stay sparring with Davis, or because you may have had a totally different style to prepare for, did you have to cut that little short?
Yeah, we ended up only sparring with him for 1 day, and then we sparred with other people that were a little bit of the same style of the fighter that I was fighting. So, but they did want me to go back, so hopefully we can go back sometime after this fight.
It seems, in terms of the young fighters on the PBC side, you, Joey Spencer, Vito Milnicki, you guys seem to be the three guys the real young guys that they're targeting to put on some of these bigger cards to showcase. Is that what you think, and how do you feel about that?
I mean, I believe so as well, because I've seen we've come out on a bunch of cards. Actually, I'm real good friends with Mr. Vito Milnicki. We saw him in the previous card, and Joey Spencer, we've come out in, I believe, 2 or 3 cards as well. But yeah, it's a blessing, just to be back. It really is, because that 6-month layoff, it really not affected me, but it was different. Not doing anything for 6 months, and then when they gave me the call, I was like, all right, I'm more than ready. I've been training the whole quarantine. Let's get it.
You said you were able to train. Were you able to? I've asked several fighters this. Were you able to sneak into a gym here and there when they, quote, weren't open?
Yeah, well, I have my own gym, so
Okay.
I was able to go with my little brother, just my little brother and my dad's, just 3 of us, but we were having to train 15 feet apart and stuff like that. But we were staying busy, because I knew that tough times weren't always going to last like always, so I had to stay ready.
I see that the records of the guys you're fighting. Obviously, Shaw was 12-1. Dakota's 12-3-2. Up from some of the lesser experienced guys. They start. Are you starting to feel that? I know baseball players, they can tell the difference between going to A ball, double A, triple A as they move up. Could you tell that in the quality of opposition that you're fighting?
Yeah, a little bit. I could tell with my first 8-round fight with Angel Martinez. It was a fighter that there was a little bit of a discrepancy inside in the box rec. We ended up training for the wrong guy.
Huh.
So when we got there, we ended up seeing that this fighter he had I believe 40 fights around there, and he was a veteran. He fought Marcos Maidana, Lucas Maitisa. He fought a lot of big names, and doing that fight just gave me so much confidence in my abilities. And I was like, wow, if I beat him unanimous decision, I ended up dropping him in the 7th round. I told myself, wow, if I could hang with this guy, if I could beat him unanimous decision, I'm getting up there. And then we ended up fighting against Willie Shaw. Was a difficult fight. It was a very good learning experience as well. It's just giving me a lot of confidence as well.
Obviously, this is your second fight, since coming back. Everything goes well on Sunday. Do you think you get one or two more in before the end of the year? Is that what you're looking to do?
Absolutely. As soon as I finish this fight, take a couple days off, and I'm gonna go straight back to the gym because I want to stay active. I want to fight at least 2 more times this year. If it's only one, it is what it is. But we have to stay ready.
You're starting to get on some prospect lists. I'm sure you see that stuff. When you see your name now mentioned with some of the top prospects, or you as one of the emerging prospects in the sport, what's that? How much confidence does that give you?
It's motivating me. It really is, because eventually I don't want to be called prospect. I want to be a contender and then eventually world champion. So I know it's baby steps, and my managerial team is building me up the correct way, and it's a blessing. I have the perfect team. I have the perfect mindset for everything, and it's just one step at a time.
This is your 9th fight. So what number fight do I stop calling you prospect in a perfect world? In a perfect world.
Man, I'm not sure. I'm gonna take it one fight at a time, and I'm looking to improve every fight. That's the main thing. That's the thing that I tell myself every time. Not really taking the win, but improving in my skills, showcasing my skills, and everything. Being real comfortable in the ring.
Do you at this point in your career, still relatively young, 9-0, 8-0, and still just 21 years old? Do you look around the other 140-pound guys who may have 8, 9, 10 fights and see, hey, this guy may be in my deep future somewhere? Do you look around or no?
No, not really. Not really, because there's a lot of fighters. Anything can happen. They can go down in weight. They can go up in weight. Like myself, I feel like later on, once I start fighting for titles and stuff like that, I can make 135. I'm at a comfortable weight fighting at 141, 142. So I'm at a comfortable weight right now, but I don't really look at it too much. Once it's official that, all right, he's my opponent, that's when I start, analyzing the fighter, and whoever's in the ring with me, that's my enemy.
Do you read a lot of, obviously most of, if not all your fights have been on television. Do you read some of the, whether it's critics or some of the good stuff? Do you read all that stuff, or you don't pay attention whether good, bad?
No, I do. Yeah, of course I do. I not so much the positive stuff, but the negative stuff they have to say about me, because, I am my biggest critic, and I always want to, you're not always going to please everybody, but there's a lot of people, for example, Joe Goosen, who I had the fighter meeting earlier this morning. He ended up telling me, I really like how you work the body, but I wish you could work back on top. So that just little things like that just really helps me out. I'm because they can see a lot of stuff that I can't. So it really helps me out when they tell me stuff like that.
So you're trying to say we may see a few more headshots on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So a couple last questions. What do you want to say to the fans out there in closing before we see you on Sunday night against Dakota Linger?
I want to thank you guys so much for all the support. Really, every time I step in the ring, everybody in my community, I have so much confidence in myself, because I have so much people to prove right and so much people to prove wrong, and it gives me a lot of confidence, gives me a lot of motivation. And thank you guys so much for the support. Be ready to take this W this Sunday.
And one last question: where do we find you on social media?
On Facebook, Omar El Relámpago Juarez, my Facebook page, and Instagram and Twitter at I am Omar Juarez.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Omar, for a few minutes of your time. I know probably trying to get those last couple pounds off before Sunday. Not the funnest time, not the funnest time of the week, is it?
Oh no, it's not. But I'm trying to have a positive mindset with it. But it is what it is. It comes with the territory, and I sign up for this.
There you go. Well, we look forward to seeing you Sunday night. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and best of luck. We'll talk to you soon.